to Grade 5 Science. I am Petal Peters Kadir. Today we will have fun because science, it's fun, it's cool, it's awesome, and it's everywhere. The topic for today is insects. The objectives are: identify the external features of insects, identify the stages in the life cycle of an insect showing complete or gradual metamorphosis, and another showing incomplete or direct metamorphosis. In a previous lesson, we learned that arthropods have jointed legs, segmented bodies, and exoskeleton. There are 4 groups of arthropods. They are arachnids, crustaceans, myriapods, and insects. Arachnids have 8 legs, and their bodies are divided into 2 segments. Crustaceans mainly live in water, breathe by gills, have 2 pairs of antennae, and bodies are divided into 2 segments. Myriapods have elongated bodies. They are divided into many segments. Each segment has at least 1 pair of legs. Look at the pictures of the 2 arthropods and compare their external features. How many legs does A has? Good. A has 8 legs. How many legs does B has? Good. B has 6 legs. The body of A is divided into something segments. How many segments? Very good. 2 segments. The body of B is divided into something segments. How many segments? Very good. 3 segments. Which group of arthropods would A be classified into? Very good. A is an arachnid and B is an insect. Here are some details about insects. Insects have 6 walking legs. They have 1 pair of antennae or feelers. Their bodies are divided into 3 segments: head, thorax, and abdomen. They breathe by trachea. Some insects have wings. Some examples of insects are butterflies, ants, houseflies, beetles, dragonflies, and honeybee. Insects are the largest groups of arthropods. Life cycle of insects. The growth and development of an insect from an egg to an adult is known as its life cycle or metamorphosis. We will learn more about the life cycle of insects in this video.
Hi boys and girls, it's time to meet one of the most fascinating insects on the planet. That's me. I'm a praying mantis, named for the way I hold my 2 front legs together as though I am praying. I might look like I'm praying, but my incredibly fast front legs are designed to grab my food in the blink of an eye. I'm here to talk to you about the life stages of insects, how insects develop from birth to adult. Many insects undergo a complete change in shape and appearance. I'm sure that you're already familiar with how a caterpillar changes into a butterfly. The name of the process in which a caterpillar changes or morphs into a butterfly is called metamorphosis. Insects like the butterfly pass through 4 stages in their life cycles: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Each stage looks completely different from the next. The young never resemble or look like their parents and almost always eat something entirely different. The female insect lays her eggs on a host plant. So what is a host? When the eggs hatch, the larvae that emerge look like worms. The word larva is singular and the word larvae is plural. Different names are given to different insects in this worm-like stage, and for the butterfly, the larva stage is called a caterpillar. Fly larvae are called maggots. Beetle larvae are called grubs. And the larvae of butterflies and moths, as you just heard, are called caterpillars. Larvae feed and grow as quickly as they can. They also molt, or shed their hard exoskeletons many times as they grow, because the exoskeletons don't grow with them. In this way, insect larvae grow larger each time they molt until they are ready to change into adult insects. Once the larvae have eaten all that they can eat, they take a break. Sometimes people call this next stage a resting stage, but the larvae are hardly resting. A larva often spins a cocoon to protect itself during the pupa stage when it will remain quite still for several weeks. Inside this shell-like covering, the pupa transforms or changes into something that looks altogether different than before. Some insects have a soft cocoon for the pupa stage, and some, like the butterfly, have a harder case called a chrysalis. If you've ever seen a butterfly emerge from its chrysalis, you know how extraordinary it is to watch the first flutter of its fully developed butterfly wings. Its wings were completely invisible before it disappeared into its seemingly magic chrysalis. It looks nothing like it did at any of its earlier stages. Scientists call this progression through 4 separate stages, a complete metamorphosis. So the word progression means a connected series of events. I can't argue with that, can you? The change is indeed complete. Butterflies, moths, beetles, and flies all undergo a complete metamorphosis. Not all insects changed so completely. Some insects young, like mine, are miniature or very small, models of their parents after hatching. They do change, so they do experience a metamorphosis. But because it is not a complete change, scientists call it an incomplete metamorphosis. Just like you, the young start off as a smaller version of what they will end up being. Just as you started off as a baby person and are slowly growing into an adult person, some young insects slowly grow and change into an adult. A praying mantis goes through 3 life stages: egg, nymph, and adult. In the autumn, the female mantis lays as many as 400 eggs inside an egg case attached to a plant. In spring, the eggs hatch. The tiny praying mantis babies emerge from the egg case. These brand new hatchlings, or nymphs, don't quite look like me, do they? A little later, the nymph resembles me more. The only thing it is missing is its wings. Even though you can't see them yet, there are tiny developing wing buds. These nymphs eat the same sorts of food as I do as an adult praying mantis: flies, aphids, moths, and other insects, just smaller. Let's take a close look at one of these nymphs. Can you tell at this stage that it is an insect? Can you find its head? How many legs are on its thorax? Can you see how many pairs of wings it has? There are 2 tiny wing buds, but they're hard to see. Is there a third section as well? What's that called? What is the outside skeleton of an insect called? Right, an exoskeleton. The baby insect or nymph is born with an exoskeleton, but these hard, non-living coverings do not grow with the growing praying mantis nymph. As a nymph grows, its exoskeleton splits open. The nymph wiggles out to reveal a softer skin that can stretch and expand before it hardens. It molts its exoskeleton again and again, growing a new one as many as 10 times before it reaches adulthood. What does the word molt mean? The nymph stage often lasts all summer long. After its final molt, each surviving praying mantis has a fully developed exoskeleton and full-grown wings like mine. Grasshoppers, crickets, and cockroaches belong to the group of insects that experience an incomplete metamorphosis similar to this one. An insect's life cycle is quite short compared to yours. In some cases, it only takes a few weeks. Scientists believe that this is one reason there are so many insects on the planet. They are forever breeding and need to reproduce rapidly because they have so many enemies. Not all insects, however, have short life cycles. The cicada looks a little like a grasshopper and is thought to have the longest life cycle of any insect, ranging from 2 to 17 years. The adult cicada lays her eggs on twigs. When the eggs hatch, the nymphs fall to the ground and burrow into the soil, searching for tree roots. They feed on the tree's sweet root sap. Cicadas undergo incomplete metamorphosis, so there is no pupal stage. The nymphs remain hidden beneath the ground, continuing to shed their exoskeletons. So what is the word that means to shed its exoskeleton? Once they are fully grown, they make their way to the surface again, shed their skin one last time, and emerge as winged adults. For some reason, all of the cicadas in an area emerge at once, either every 13 years or every 17 years. When the cicadas all emerge, they fly everywhere, and their calls are very loud. When hundreds of flying insects swarm through the air, their loud buzzing noises and the snapping of their wings make quite a loud noise. Next time you will meet some other flying insects that may also travel in swarms. Can anyone guess what insects they might be? I'll give you a clue. Bzzz.
From the video, we learned that there are two types of metamorphosis: complete or gradual metamorphosis and incomplete or direct metamorphosis. Complete metamorphosis has 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult or imago. Some insects that undergo complete metamorphosis are butterflies, mosquitoes, and houseflies. Incomplete metamorphosis has 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult or imago. Some insects that undergo incomplete metamorphosis are cockroaches, grasshoppers, and praying mantis. Complete metamorphosis. Life cycle of a housefly. Here you can see the 4 stages: eggs, larva, pupa, and adult. Incomplete metamorphosis. The life cycle of a cockroach. Here you can see the 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. Today, we will make life cycle charts. Did you get the materials I asked you to collect in the previous lesson? Good. Remember, we are going to use 2 plastic plates, mounting tape, silicone glue or glue stick and glue gun, printout of the life cycle of a butterfly and grasshopper, string, and a marker. Use the marker to draw in the arrows of the life cycle on one of the plastic plates. So you will draw in the arrows like this. Ensure you leave space to insert the stages. Cut out the stages of the life cycle like this. Insert each stage of the life cycle and write in their names. Now I would have printed out the names of each stage. Then insert the label for the chart. Make 2 holes in one end of the plate. Affix the string through the holes. You could be creative by cutting out shapes or obtaining decoration to place around the edges of the plate. And here you have your chart for complete metamorphosis, life cycle of a butterfly. Use the other plate to make the next chart for incomplete metamorphosis. So here is my chart for incomplete metamorphosis. Great job. Let us answer these questions. Which group of arthropods has 6 legs and their bodies are divided into 3 segments? Which group of arthropods has 6 legs and their bodies are divided into 3 segments? What are the 2 types of metamorphosis? What are the 2 types of metamorphosis? What is the difference between the 2 types of metamorphosis? What is the difference between the 2 types of metamorphosis? Let us see if your answers are correct. Which group of arthropods has 6 legs and their bodies are divided into 3 segments? Very good. Insects. What are the 2 types of metamorphosis? Excellent. Complete and incomplete metamorphosis. What is the difference between the 2 types of metamorphosis? Complete metamorphosis has 4 stages of development: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Incomplete metamorphosis has 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. Very good. In this lesson, we learned that insects have 6 legs, 1 pair of antennae, 3 body segments, and they breathe by trachea. Metamorphosis is the growth and development of an insect from an egg to an adult. There are 2 types of metamorphosis: complete and incomplete metamorphosis. Complete metamorphosis has 4 stages of development: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Incomplete metamorphosis has 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. Boys and girls, insects are the largest groups of animals. They are both useful and harmful to humans. They are found in and around our homes. That is all for today. I know you had fun. Science is all around us. See you next time. Goodbye.